All right, so guys, this is a homework problem here out of 6.1. So I'm going to go ahead and do this problem, and it says a publisher wants to estimate the mean length of time in minutes all adults spend reading newspapers. To determine the estimate, the publisher takes a random sample of 15 people. Okay, so right here I'm going to stop. This is going to be important to me. My n, the number of people that we're looking at, is 15. It says, from past studies, the publisher assumes that my standard deviation, or sigma, is 1.9 minutes. So my sigma is 1.9. Oops, 1.9. And the population of times is normally distributed. So the first part says, construct a 90% and a 99% confidence intervals for the population mean. And then it says, which interval is wider? Okay, so for part A, I'm going to call this A because it's asking me to do two parts. Our confidence level is going to be 90%. So as a decimal, that's going to be 0.90. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these numbers here, okay, and I'm going to enter them into my calculator, guys, so I can do my information, all right? So let me get my calculator going. Here it is. So just to give you a heads up on how I got here, I'm going to go to Stat, and I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to start entering my numbers for list 1. So I wrote them down on a paper just so I could, enter them in. 12, 8, 7, 7 again, 10, 11, 12, 6, 11, 10, 6, 10, 9, 8, and 9. Okay, they're my 15 numbers. So first thing I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to hit Stat again, and I'm going to go to Calculate. I'm going to calculate my one variable stats for my list 1. Okay. And so if you notice, we're coming up with a couple of numbers here. We have our average, which is 9.06, or maybe, we might say 9.07. We have our standard deviation, we have our n, we have all that good stuff, okay? So I'm going to come back to Stat, and I'm going to go to Tests, and I'm going to go to number 7, my Z interval test, okay? And so I'm going to scroll down here, and I want you to notice, there's my sigma, 1.9. And if it wasn't there, guys, I would just type it in, okay? Same thing with my n. If my n was not 15, I would type it in. And then my confidence level, because it's 90%, it would just be 0.90, which is exactly what I had there, right? Okay, so I'm going to write my numbers down, and the numbers that I'm coming up with are 8.26. I'm just kind of going to 2 decimals right now, and 9.87. Okay, so let me come back to my app here, and let me see. I'm going to write this down. And I'm coming up with 8.26 and 9.87, but it is asking me to go to 1 decimal place. So I would write 8.3 and 9.9, okay? And so to show you, let me come back here, and right here I'm going to type in 8.3, 8.3, and the other one we said was 9.9, and I'm going to hit enter, and perfect, okay? So now, the second part says, let's do it for the 99% confidence interval. Look what I'm going to do here. For part B, I'll write this in blue. We're now going to do the same thing, but my confidence interval level is going to be 99%. One of the nice things about using my calculator is to do, once I've done part A, part B, guys, is going to be easy breezy cover girl, okay? So yes, I just said easy breezy cover girl. So I'm going to come down here. Look, the only thing that's going to change is my confidence level. Instead of 0.9, it's going to be 0.99. Okay, nothing has changed though, but once I move my little arrows, you can see that my values have changed. Now, remember, I'm still going to 1 decimal place, so I'm going to have 7.8 and 10.3. Okay, let me pull this back up. We have 7.8 and 10.3. Okay, now before I go on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter that part in a second. But I'm going to draw my number line here, okay? And the first thing I'm going to do, I'll tell you what, these right here, I'm going to mark them in red on my number line. So I'm going to say right here is 8.3, and I'm going to say right here is 9.9. Then, here we go, I'm going to mark these in green. So wouldn't 7.8 be to the left? And wouldn't 10.3 be to the right? So if you think about this, remember, we're looking for intervals, kind of like this on my number line, right? Which one is bigger, right? Which one is wider? Well, the 99% one is wider, right? Because it's bigger out. I can see that on the number line. So let me go ahead and enter my numbers, 7.8 and 10.3 for this part. 7.8 and 10.3. Let me hit enter. Perfecto. And then it says, which one is wider? So guys, you can see from the picture that I drew, let me see, let me go again. You can see from the picture that I drew that the 99% one is wider. You can see it just because it's there. But the other idea is the larger my confidence interval, that's going to be the wider one, okay? So when I come back here, I'm going to say the 99% confidence. I'm going to go final check. And we got it right, okay? So I hope this helps. If you got any questions, just let me know.